Welcome to today's
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to today's episode of 219 Green Connect, where we explore topics about the environment and green living in Northwest Indiana. For past show archives, news, and upcoming events, you can check out our website at 219greenconnect.com or connect with us via Facebook or Twitter. Our ID on both Facebook and Twitter is 219 Green Connect. You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Listeners to our live show today, March 19th, can phone in at 805-243-1323 to post questions or to join us on a live call. I'm Kathy Sipple. I'm your host, and with us today as my guest, I have shamanic healer and author Marilee Snyder of Sage Spirit Terra in Michigan City. And let me see if I can get Marilee on the line. Here we go. Marilee, are you with us?
I am, and thank you so very much.
Welcome, and sorry for my little technical snafu, but you managed.
Mercury's in retrograde.
All right, so that explains a lot. Well, it's always great to talk to you, but I especially find it fascinating to hear what you have to say around these big seasonal changes. And we are on the verge of the vernal equinox, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also called Ostara and the spring equinox. And it's really about the precession of the equinoxes, which that sounds kind of odd, right? But that's how the Earth operates, and it's the Earth's precession around the sun. So what is the spring equinox? Well, in the northern hemisphere, it's when the sun crosses the celestial equator, going from south to north. So it's the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. And there is one point in time when the light and the dark is completely balanced, equal. So we are in the precession of the equinoxes. We are heading toward the light and heading into the doing, metaphorically getting ready to plant our seeds. It's when we examine our own balance. Does a balance exist in our own poles of yin and yang, the masculine and feminine? Or are we prisoners of how we should be? Those shoulds that we get along the way in life.
Sure.
So it's a time to be in harmony so that we can. What I'm getting is bust out of the box.
Yeah, after what's normally a long winter, we're ready to bust out. But lately with our weather, I don't even know what we're busting out. It's so darn warm.
But our own personal, on the Earth, we're having unusual weather. But within us, what do we have to do to be in balance, to let our light shine 100%, to be our authentic selves? Not somebody that somebody said we ought to be, do, see,
The shoulds.
Right, the shoulds.
Yeah.
It's about busting out of the shoulds.
Gotcha. I like that very much. I like that a lot. And then with each seasonal celebration, you also celebrate with a drumming circle at Sage Spirit Terra. Is that correct?
Yes, we've been doing that for 16 years.
Wow, long time. So what is the special significance of the drumming, on these seasonal changes, and just what does it do to develop community within your group or within the participants?
Okay, that's a lot of questions.
I know. I'll be quiet and let you just go with however you'd like to answer.
From the beginning, the importance of a drum. I think that's a really critical piece that most people aren't aware of. The original drums started out being wheat sieves.
Say that one more time.
The things that they separate the shaft from the wheat, the sieves.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
And they looked exactly like a frame drum. And the original drummers were women.
Okay.
Because they were the ones that worked the plants. And they figured out if they beat the sieve, it sounded like a drum, and then, they started using skins, and they found that they could hold harmony within their families and their community by using the drum. Oh, kind of cool, isn't it?
Very cool. I had no idea that was the origin.
This goes back to 30,000 BC. And among the reindeer people north of the Arctic Circle, they say it goes back 125,000 years. So this is ancient wisdom and ancient technology because the drum beat aligns us with the heartbeat of the earth. And so by aligning with the heartbeat of the earth, also known as the Schumann resonance wave or the alpha brain wave in humans, we actually boost our immune system. So there's a lot of aspects to it. So when we have a drum circle, and we do guided meditations, and we drum as one, and when you are in a circle and everybody starts beating the drum, it might take a few minutes, but pretty soon everybody's heartbeat is beating exactly the same with the heartbeat of the drum. And there is a unity there. There is a oneness there because it's all the same beat. And then we go on a shamanic journey. Let's just take the question that I did in the last journey circle I did. Somebody wanted to know, what is my purpose? So here is, say, a group of 20, 30, 40 people. Here we don't have them so big, but we do have 20. We all ask the same question, what is my purpose? So every person will get a different answer that will support the whole, the community. Now, these are intimate answers.
I would think, yeah, what is my purpose?
So
is pretty deep.
how do you build community? It's by intimacy, intimacy. You take down that veneer, that mask. Oh, I'm Marilee Snyder-Nesiak, the businesswoman. I used to own Earth Partners. That's not who I really am. It's an aspect of who I was.
So you said you have about 20 people that would typically show up for a drum circle?
Yeah, anywhere from 10 to 22.
Okay.
We had 22 on 11.
Wow. And is anybody welcome to do the drum circle?
It is an open circle.
Okay.
We do have a couple of guidelines. If you think it's really not real and you have a major disbelief, it's not good to show up. If you have been drinking or doing recreational drugs within the last 24 hours, please do not come. Anybody else is welcome.
So just an authenticity and a spiritual seeking kind of mentality would be the main.
And a curiosity.
Curiosity, okay.
But everybody has their own experience, and if you want to come argue with people, please don't come, because we're not going to judge other people's experience. We really are coming from a heart space of love and acceptance, and whatever somebody's experience is, it's their experience.
So it sounds like a relatively intimate group. You're going to be doing some deep inner work and sharing. So besides the curiosity and the being free from recreational drugs or alcohol, what else do you think is necessary, or what would you recommend to get the most out of a drumming session?
An open mind.
Just an open mind. Okay. Is there any particular style of dress, just from a logistical or comfort standpoint, that's recommended?
Comfortable, and it's always better if women, they can wear a skirt over their jeans. I don't care. They can wrap a sarong around over their jeans. or wear a shawl, but a skirt is the protection of the feminine. It is the circle with no beginning and no end. And the earth is a circle with no beginning and no end. The sun is a circle with no beginning and no end, as is the moon, Mars, and every other planet. So we just we wear a skirt to be in alignment with the universe.
And what about men?
Men can dress comfortably, and if you have a drum or a rattle, please bring it. Generally, we share food afterwards in a potluck and offer a spirit plate, which is just another way of doing grace to the animals in the forest that supported our ability to do this work.
Great. And I'd like to just let people know how they can find out more about you and Sage Spirit Terra. Would you like to share some ways that people can find out more information?
You can go to Facebook, Sage Spirit Terra. You can go to Facebook and find me, Marilee A. Snyder Nisiak, Nieciak. You can go to my website, sagespiritterra.org. That's SageSpiritTerra.org. There's 2 T's and 2 R's. And on Facebook, there is a notification about the drum circle in Sage Spirit Terra, and that would be on Twitter as well.
Okay. And would that have directions as well, or would you like to share
Sage Spirit Terra has the map on the Facebook page.
Okay. So that would be the easiest place to find out. But it's a beautiful, beautiful land that you have up there. I've had the privilege of visiting, and it is a very sacred feeling space. It's very special. And you hold this particular ceremony at Turtle Lodge, is that right?
In the Turtle Lodge, yes.
In the Turtle Lodge.
Which is our separate building for ceremony, and it will be at 7 p.m. Central Time.
7 p.m., and that's on Wednesday, March 21st.
Right. Now,
in 2 days.
The equinox is early this year. It's actually going to be on March the 20th at 10:14 a.m. And the reason that we're doing it on the 21st is because we are within a 24-hour window of the equinox and a 24-hour window of the new moon on the 22nd. So on the 21st, we get to be in balance, and then we get to ask for what we want to manifest, because always on the new moon, we ask for what we want to make manifest.
Great. And so with your work as being a shamanic, would you call yourself a shamanic healer? Is that the appropriate term?
Practitioner, yeah.
Practitioner, okay.
Yes.
What do some of how does your connection with Earth enter into your healing work?
Well, right now, this is scientific information that has been studied. The wave I told you that goes around the Earth, which is the wave that allows prayer to work because the intention is traveling around the Earth, that wave used to be at 7.38 hertz. But the Earth, like all of us, or many of us, has increased her vibration to 7.83 hertz. So that's like almost 0.5 hertz. And in that, if we do not walk on the Earth or drum, we haven't raised our vibration to be in alignment with the frequency of the Earth. So that literally lowers our immune system. And things like diabetes and gallbladder disease come into play because our immune system is not functioning optimally. And so with drum circles and the drum, and in my healing work, we use the drum for that reason, but also what's my favorite kind of healing that I think I am absolutely terrific at is soul retrieval. And those are those high, fine essences and memories that we've lost because of trauma. The trauma can be anything if it's a trauma to an individual, it's a trauma. If it was a run in a lady's stockings 10 years ago and it upset her and embarrassed her and shamed her so much, that could be a trauma. But normally it's things like death and divorce and abuse, surgery, car wrecks, motorcycle accidents, fall out of a tree, and the abuse could be verbal, mental, emotional, spiritual. It doesn't just have to be physical abuse. So anyway, we bring those essences back, which means that we're returning more life force energy to the body so that you have more of your soul, your life force energy to work with. And to be able to do that work is such a privilege.
Well, it seems that you've got a lot of tools in your healing arsenal. You've got a lot of different ways to approach somebody that you'd be working with. But it's my opinion that we need to meet people where they are. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody has their own story and their own path, and for me, it's really important to be able to meet them there. So we're going to use whatever tool works with them in the moment. Mm-hmm. So do you just allow your intuition to help you decide what tool will be best for the person who has come to you for healing?
If somebody comes to me specifically for a quantum biofeedback, I honor that, and then I talk to them about what else is available. And for example, I had somebody come for an emotional healing with essential oils, and I listened to them, and I did what they wanted because they had a specific agenda. Who am I to rock their boat? You know, they knew what they wanted to accomplish, so it's my job to facilitate that. So, and I told them what else was available, and if they wanted to learn how to do it and get the oils for themselves so they could have the experience wherever they were as they traveled for their business, but they chose not to.
Okay.
But they know there are more possibilities now.
So are there particular instances of disease or being out of sorts that you see at this time of year?
Well, normally this time of year people are fairly depressed because of seasonal affective disorder, which means no sun. But we can't say that right now because we've had this incredible weather that's supposed to last through the end of the week. So I think that those of us who live in the Midwest are being very, very blessed. I don't think it could be any better in Southern California or Florida right now.
I would agree. So when we have all of this bright sunshine and we've got flowers kind of early, I mean, is there any kind of significance to that? Is it just enjoy the blessing, or do we pay psychically or emotionally or mentally in some other way?
Well, we need to pay attention to how we feel, but, I mean, what a blessing, the flowers, I actually saw a flock of snow geese flying north. I mean, what a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were at the Indiana Dunes last weekend, and we were able to see the sandhill crane migration, and that was just unbelievable. I mean, I've never witnessed so many sandhill cranes at one time. It was, I believe, a record-setting day for the dunes. But just, yeah, I mean, it's just great to get out there in nature. We were at the dunes again this past weekend, and I'm amazed just one weekend to the next how much greener it is. It's beautiful.
Well, I think it's nature's way of inviting us to pay more attention. You know, the birds don't fly north until it's okay, until they know they're going to be able to stay alive.
I even saw a monarch butterfly. That was pretty incredible. I don't know exactly what their normal schedule is, but that seemed very early.
It is very early. But then look at what's happening in California and Europe. They've got more snow and cold. And so I think it's just the Earth's way of balancing out. We certainly had our share of snow last year, but when we pay attention to the Earth, which is what these different seasonal changes invite us to do, we actually align ourselves more with the Earth herself. And now we're going to... more toward the sun and the light for more knowledge and the warmth. But typically, fall and winter are dark seasons here, and now it's time for us to shine our light, and the earth has certainly provided us with sunshine to do it with, to warm our hearts,
Sure has. So it seems like coming into alignment with the earth's rhythms is a pretty big theme. I mean, with the drumming and with everything that you've mentioned, that seems to be the commonality. And just, like you said, paying attention to what's going on, bringing our own inner rhythms in accordance with, the earth. So what does that mean exactly, that the earth has raised its frequency by 0.5 hertz over the last...
That means she's expanding and growing.
Okay. And so when we need to raise our frequency in order to match, we're being challenged to kind of grow as well?
We all should focus on raising our frequency, because the higher our frequency, then there is no dis-ease. What a concept, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think it's fascinating.
Truly, because the lower vibrating pathogens, as it were, cannot live in a healthy, high vibrating body. So then we don't need antibiotics and chemotherapy and stuff like that. I have a list here of 30 ways to increase your vibration, and the first one is to connect with nature. The second one is practice simple meditation, which is what drumming is.
Mm-hmm.
It's, meditating to the heartbeat. The third one is tell the truth. The fourth one is find and live your purpose. So always be open-minded, treat yourself with respect, practice forgiveness, challenge your belief system, which is what we were invited to do today with the equinox, express gratitude, and there's 30 different points, and all of those raise our vibration. As we raise our vibration, we increase our awareness, we increase our consciousness, and we're less susceptible to dis-ease or disharmony.
Great. Sounds like all very good tips. Well, I hope that some people listening may be able to check out the Drumming Circle if this calls to you, and it just seems like something that could be of value in your journey. You can check our website for more details. And I'm wondering if I would be able to post those 30 tips that you just shared partially. Is that something that we could post? Okay. What I'll do after we finish is post the MP3 from this episode, which will also be available from the front page of the 219greenconnect.com site, and I'll post it on our Facebook page as well. But I think those 30 tips sound like really good ways we can all work on individually bringing ourselves into alignment. But I've personally been able to work with Marilee on some of her natural healing, and natural healing tools that she shared with me, I should say, and it was really fascinating. I'm definitely open-minded toward that and value a holistic approach toward health. Let's put it that way. I will take an antibiotic every now and then. It's not like I'll never do that, but I would certainly rather go to the natural approach whenever possible.
But wouldn't it be nice if you didn't ever have to?
Yeah. And, I find that as I watch what I eat and I do watch, connection with nature and things like that, I need it less and less. I really do. Mm-hmm. So now you have some other exciting things happening, and I'm not sure how much we can share just yet. Where are we in the rollout?
Pebbles in the Pond goes to the printer on March 30th.
Okay, and that is your new book that you have a chapter in. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I would love to. Pebbles in the Pond, Transforming the World One Person at a Time, is an anthology of 44 different authors, including Marcy Shimoff. The publisher and one of the authors is Christine Closure, who is just an amazing lady. Sonia Choquette is in there, and I just returned from a retreat, and I got to meet all of these authors from around the world. Rose in Malaysia, and Simran Sophia Love in Norway, and Jens Erik Hoverby in Malta. and they all tell their story of transformation and how they started living in alignment with their soul after much trials and tribulations. My personal story is about my death experience in 1972 when I was 26, and you know how old I am. And we're going to do a book signing at Emma's Eats in Michigan City on May 20th, which is the launch.
Great.
It's a new moon, and we're going to be doing a drum circle there then too.
Great. Wonderful.
So,
and are you open to doing additional book signings if other
absolutely
natural health or book places are listening and would like to feature
anybody
a book
that would
signing?
like to host a book signing?
Mm-hmm.
I am open to it.
Okay, so they could go to your website and connect with you via your email or phone number
yes,
to get details. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a great opportunity. And I believe on your website right now it's got some preliminary information about the launch. You're going to have a few goodies, I believe, for people who purchase the book. Are we able to talk about that?
I will know more after tomorrow, but what
okay.
I do know is that all the authors are offering gifts from their own personal chapter, and that there will be a bonus package for people that buy in the pre-launch and between May 20th and the summer solstice, June 21st. There will be a bonus package of gifts, excuse me, from the different authors, and then I personally am doing an extra bonus pack that I have to get to my web person ASAP.
Okay, good. Well, it sounds like a lot of great things coming, and we'll do an update closer to those launch dates, so people don't have to reference back here, but we can put some more links out there or have you back on the show again to do an update. But it certainly sounds like a great thing to be involved in, and what a neat thing that you're able to be from Northwest Indiana and joining people from all around the world talking about personal transformation. So we're lucky to have you right here in our very own area to help with healing.
Thank you. And I would like to say that the experience of the retreat, of our gathering, there was no negativity. There was no judgment about other people. It was the most incredible space of community, of lighted love, everybody supporting each other. It was, and supporting the uniqueness of each other. So I actually now have an experience of how we can live in community with no discord. It was incredible.
No small task, I'm sure. Probably a lot of people that would like to get their hands on that formula. What a wonderful experience.
So that's one of the purposes of drum circles.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well,
Can you tell I'm excited about it?
I can tell you're excited. I'm getting kind of excited, too. I was able to do that one-on-one drumming with you, but I've not yet been to a drumming circle. So I'm thinking maybe this is the week when I road trip up to Michigan City and check it out.
Well, I would love that.
Yeah, it sounds really, really very fabulous. We're at the 1 minute mark, so it seems like we've always got more to talk about than time allows, but we will definitely have you back closer to those launch dates. And if you're just joining us late in the interview, I'm Kathy Sipple. This is 219 Green Connect, and my guest today has been Marilee Snyder. She is a shamanic practitioner and owner of Sage Spirit Terra up in Michigan City. With the vernal equinox, they are going to be celebrating on March 21st. That's Wednesday in just 2 days at 7 p.m. You can get full details about the drumming circle by going to her website, which is sagespiritterra.org, or you can check them out on Facebook or on Twitter as well at Sage Spirit Terra. Again, my name is Kathy Sipple. This has been 219 Green Connect, and we focus on aspects of natural healing and all types of green living in Northwest Indiana. So thank you so much for joining us. This episode will be available on iTunes as well as on our site. Thanks, Marilee.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate the opportunity.